Hello, welcome to Floris Computers Academy. Today we are going to be talking about PowerPoint presentation for beginners. I'm going to be taking you on PowerPoint and we are going to have a complete practical class. I'm going to be doing some presentation. I'd like you to watch from the beginning to the end. At the end of this course, you will be able to prepare and present a PowerPoint presentation. Now, before I go further, let me use this time to appreciate everyone that has subscribed to this channel. And if you are watching, you have not subscribed or you have not even given us a thumbs up on any of the video, I'd like you to go ahead right now and click the subscription button. Also, like the videos and share it with other people. This will encourage me to actually do more. Now, let's go straight to what we have today. Now, if you have a PowerPoint on your system, remember PowerPoint is one of the Microsoft Office application. What that means is that if you install Microsoft Office, whether you are using Office 2010, 2013, 2016, Office 2019, you are using Office 2021, you are going to have PowerPoint as one of the application in your Microsoft Office packages. So if you already have a Microsoft Word, you have Excel on your system, there is tendency, 99.9% that you have Microsoft PowerPoint also on your system. So whether you are using a Windows system or you are using a Mac, the same process we are going to go through is the same. And also, if you are using maybe currently I'm using Microsoft Office 2019. That means the PowerPoint I'm going to use for this presentation is 2019. So if you are using a version, okay, that is higher than 2019, or you are using 2021, or even the one that will come 2025, this training is still relevant to you. So you can actually follow all the examples and what we are going to do here in order to be able to do the same. And if you encounter any challenge, maybe you see something on my screen and you can't find it on your screen, that's why you should take advantage of the comment section to drop a comment in the video. I'm going to respond to them. You can also send me a WhatsApp chat. I will respond to them as well. Now, to get started, you need to open up the PowerPoint. How do you open it? Come straight to your start menu. If you don't have it on your taskbar, you might have it on the taskbar. If you don't have it on the taskbar and you don't have it on the desktop as a shortcut, so you come straight to the start menu and then you type PowerPoint. If it's on your system, as you are typing, it's going to come up. As you can see, this is a PowerPoint application. In the previous video I've actually done, I show how to make it a shortcut to your taskbar or to your desktop. So I'm not going to go into that today. You can check my YouTube page for other videos that we have done and then you see how to do that. Now you click on PowerPoint. It's open up for you. When it's open, what you can see on the left side of my screen here, these are the recent PowerPoint document that I've opened. That is why you can see them here. And the advantage of having this is that if I need to reopen any of the previous one, as I open new PowerPoint, I see the recent one that I work on. I can easily click on any one of them and then open it. At the right side here, this is where we have different templates. This is a blank presentation. This blank means that you are the one to design it the way you want it to look like. While all other ones that we have here, they are actually a template. They have been pre-designed. That's the job of a template. The kind of font, the color, the look, okay, the layout, all the design has been done for you. So you can actually choose any of this design as a template for your PowerPoint, or better still, you start with a blank presentation and do your things the way you like. Especially if you are doing a presentation, you are a company, maybe you work for a company and your company actually have what they call branding. You have your color that you use in the company. Definitely you might not want to use any of the templates because you want to do it in your own way. You want to make it unique, okay, according to your company color, company logo, and your company branding. So in that case, you go with blank presentation and then you can format it. I'm going to be showing you how to format it thereafter. In addition to that, you might also want to set for online template. If I want to do anything that has to do with calendar, for example, you can see this an education team. If you click on it, if you are connected to the internet, if you are using PowerPoint from 2010 to date, I believe that you'll be able to do this. So education, you have different categories here. You can look for a presentation that has a template, a system template for education. For business, we have 59, education 325, are different templates Microsoft has put over there. So you can click on any of the templates and you can see the way the front of this is going to be being a template. But that is not our focus in this lesson. You can go ahead and select any template of your choice and then you are able to use them. So we are going to be going to the blank presentation. Now, when I click on blank presentation, then you can see that we have the PowerPoint presentation open up. Let me quickly explain the layout to you before we go further. Now you have the file. This is where you are going to click on open a new presentation to save and then to print, to export your PowerPoint when you are done. At the home, we have the home menu as well. You call it the home tab. Under the home tab, we have all of these tools. Okay, it is also referred to as your ribbon. And then from there you have insert, we have design. When you click on any of the menu tab, then you have all other tools that are under insert. So under insert, for example, you can insert a table, you can insert a new slide, you can insert picture, you can insert a screenshot and 3D, SmartArt, all of the tools that you have here, you can insert them into your presentation. When you are done with your presentation, you can do the design. This is where you change the color. These are pre-designed items that you have in PowerPoint. You can see when I put my cursor here, the PowerPoint presentation color were changing. So the slide color were changing. So you can do design. That is after you are done typing. You can come over here and select any of the design that you like. And you can also select them from the onset before you start typing at all. Then we have the transition. Okay, we are going to be talking about all of the transition, the animation, the difference between the transition and animation, the slideshow, and then the review and view. These are all the menu tabs that we have in PowerPoint. When you open your PowerPoint, it will take you straight to the home. On the home menu, the home tab, you have the first slide that open to you. Now, the first slide that's open is actually called a title slide. Now, we have different layouts in Microsoft PowerPoint, and each of the layout can actually be used for different type of content. So first and foremost, you need to understand what are the content that you want to type. That content will determine what kind of layout we should use. The first layout when you open Microsoft PowerPoint is the title layout, and that is what we have here. The title layout can generally be referred to as like a cover page. This is a cover page for your document, right? This is the first slide of your presentation. So this is a text box that the outline has been removed. So the essence of this text box is to guide you where your content should go into. So we have it in Microsoft PowerPoint. It's a guide that the Microsoft has put there, and it enables you to know where should your content go into. Now this is a subtitle. We're going to be using all of this. Now at the left side on your screen, on my screen here, this is called a thumbnail, and this is going to show you the number of slides that you have. This one, for example, is slide 1, and you can see the number 1 beside the thumbnail. So this is telling me that this is slide 1. And then if you check the status bar as well, now sometimes when somebody is doing a presentation, I usually check their screen to know how many slides are they going to present. That can inform me how long they are going to take. In this slide currently now, if you check the status bar is down the line here. This is the status bar on this PowerPoint. This is the status bar. Okay, on this status bar right now, what we can see there, this is our status bar, is that this is slide 1 of 1. So currently now we only have one slide on this PowerPoint presentation, and it's also telling me that I am using English United Kingdom keyboard. Right now, if you look at the other side, the right side of the status bar, now the first icon that you can see here is the normal slide. The second one there is what we refer to as slide sorter. This second one is slide sorter. Why this is your normal slide presentation? This is for slide sorter. We're going to be, I will show you about this later on. And then we also have what you call the reading view, and this is your slideshow. So all of the tools that we have here, they are actually under view. This is a slideshow, and then it's already on the menu bar, but this is a shortcut for you to be able to do that. In order to delete a slide, click on any of them, okay, from the thumbnail by the left side. This is slide 3 right now, and then you press the delete button. Also remember, apart from deleting, you can also rearrange your slide. Okay, if I put my cursor, look at it. This is chapter 1. This is slide 1. This does not have a chapter. Okay, let me go ahead and just put something. Chapter 2. Okay, now and then chart. I want to move chart to slide 2. Remember, this is slide 1. This is slide 2. Chapter 1 is slide 2. I want to move chart to slide 2. You can sort, you can rearrange. That's what we mean by this slide sorter. Okay, instead of coming here to click slide sorter, I can actually grab it, left click down on the thumbnail of slide 4 that you want to move, and I drag it up. So you can see. So you can move the slide around. You can move them to wherever. You can sort them. Maybe so that's why you can actually do your presentation anyhow. When you are done, then you can sort. You can arrange them how you are going to do the presentation. The PowerPoint is flexible and it allows you to do just that. Now we are going to go into a practical section right now. I want to show you how to do a complete PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to start up with something. But before we do that, let me delete all this that we have. We are going to maintain our slide title because definitely we are going to use a slide title there. Now, the question that we are going to be working on, or the presentation we are going to be doing in this particular training today. Now, the instruction is telling me that I want to show you how to do. Let's start by saying on the slide 1, this is our slide 1. It's a type computer training for beginner as the slide title. So I go ahead and do computer training for beginners. Okay, click to add subtitle. This is optional. I can decide to add it or not. If I don't add it, there is no problem. By the time I'm doing my presentation, click to add subtitle will not show. In fact, this placeholder or the text box will not show up as well. It's going to be as if this is the only thing that we have there. However, let me put something there. Foreign Computers Academy. Now, we are done with our title. This is the title of the slide, the title of the presentation. This is slide title. The next we are going to do, which is going to be slide 2. This is slide 1. Okay, we want to type on the slide 2 the subtitle as advantage of computer literacy. Okay, so what I need to do now is to insert new slide. I come to new slide, I click this, and I want title and content, right, as my slide 2. So remember that you need to be consistent. So if I'm using uppercase as the slide title, I must maintain that from slide 2. I must be consistent. So however, I want to capitalize just the first word, okay, of each of the title. So that's what I'm going to do over here. So we are going to be typing in the slide 2, advantages of computer literacy. So I go ahead and do advantage. So now, after typing that, now the text I'm going to be listing here is to mention those advantages of computer literacy. Now, this is a bullet point. That's why PowerPoint is very interesting. It has given you that don't come here and write paragraph. Go ahead and put the bullet point. By the time you are doing your presentation, explain each of the bullet point to them. Or go ahead and use table, charts, or images to represent that you want to discuss. So I'm going to put some text here. So the first one, we're going to type increased productivity. Now, the second point, by the time I press the enter key, automatically the bullet point will come up. So I don't need to go to insert bullet points or go over to the home and click on bullet point. Except you want to change the type of bullet point that you have, then you can come to the home under the paragraph group, and then you can choose your bullet point to something else. Maybe if you want to use this, you have the option. So, but the first one is not. So I can put my cursor here, I go back, and then I do. So you can use any one of your choice. If you don't want to use the default, depending on your branding or whatever you are working on. So let's stop at that 3. Okay, so I go forth now. I want to insert another slide. We are working on something, so just follow me. The slide 3 right now, we are going to be typing software as the subtitle. So we are going to use title and content as that as well. So we go over and I type software as a title, and the next thing we are going to be typing right now into the content. The title is the software, and this time around we are going to be inserting a table. Okay, we want to insert a table of the software type. that we have been talking about, some of the software that we are also going to be talking about. So I come over to table. I can do it from here or go over here. Remember I said if you start typing, okay, the shortcut that I have here will disappear for insert. So if I click close the text, then I have access to this. So now number of columns for the table, I need column. The number of row is going to be 3. So I can decide to do that from here. Now you can see, so I have my table here, and when you insert a table, you have all the options. Design will come up. This design will enable you to be able to format your table with different color, depend on what type of format that you want to actually use for your table. So you can leave it as default, or you can come to design. Anytime you insert a table or you insert a smart art, you are going to have access to the design menu. So on the design menu, you can actually go forth and change the design to whatever other thing that you want. Now on the table heading, the first row, okay, let's put software type, and then we go to the second column here, still on the first row, then the percentage of students that enroll, then we come over to 1. We can do MS Word. I want to type Microsoft Word. Now let's use 20 as the percentage of student, and then I want to type MS PowerPoint, the percentage of students that enroll for this course. Then we use 55. Remember we are doing percentage, so we are going to use MS Excel, Microsoft Excel, and then let's use 25 in order to make it to be 100. So now we are done with this slide. It is just to insert table. Remember I've talked about in one of the videos I've done how to insert table, or how to insert work on table in Microsoft Word. So if you'd like to check on that video, in that video I actually explain how to add additional row, how to remove row, how to add column, how to remove column in that lesson. So check the description box below. You are going to see the full detail about that video on how to work on table. That video will teach you everything you need to know about table, to insert, to delete, to add, to merge cell, everything. I explained them in detail in that video. So now let's go to the next slide, which is slide 4. We are going to be using this table to plot a chart. Okay, this time around again, we are going to be inserting a comparison layout slide. Okay, because I want to insert 2 types of charts in the next slide. So what do I need to do? I go back to the home, new slide, and I come to comparison. So on the first heading here, let's go ahead and put software charts. Okay, software charts. Now click to add text. The first sub comparison that we are going to do, we are going to do a pie. So let's do a pie chart. And then the second one, let's do a column or bar chart. Right? So now we are going to do a chart based on what we have here. We are going to use this table to do a chart. So MS Word, PowerPoint, and MS Excel 2055 and 25. Now let's come over to the chart. You click on the chart, or you go to insert and click on the chart. Then remember we are doing a pie chart first. So you come over to the pie chart and then you click on the chart. When you click on the chart, it's going to open up for you Excel. Remember, this chart that you are seeing here cannot exist without a data. So the existing data that was used, like a default data that was used to plot this chart, is going to come up. So what you need to do is you go straight to the Excel that display on the screen and edit it. The chart you are going to use in Microsoft Word and in PowerPoint, they are integrated from the Excel into those applications. So that is what's happening here. You can see chart in Microsoft PowerPoint. So what we are going to do right now is to edit the detail that we have here to reflect on the chart, because this detail that is shown on the screen is what is used to plot this chart. So for us, we have software type, right? We are going to put the heading software type, and then we are going to put the second heading here, which is not the chart. Good. So the first one that we have is what? Microsoft Word. So you type it to remove what we have there, MS Word. So you go ahead and type MS Word. Is it 8.2? No, it's 20. Now when I do 20 and press enter, you see what happened. So the blue area of your chart has changed to MS Word. This is called legend. This legend is showing you which color is showing what. So the blue color represents on the chart MS Word. And because we use 20, others are 3.2, 1.4, and 1.2. That is why you see that The 20 is taking the largest part of the chart. So we go over to the second one, and then the second one is our MS PowerPoint. So go ahead and type MS PowerPoint. So this time around we are using 55. Great. So you can see now 55 is more than 20, and you can see from the legend that 55 is orange color. Great. So the third one, we go over to type MS Excel, which is 25. So put the 25 there and then press enter on your keyboard. Now we are left with something which is not needed. It shouldn't be part of this chart, and that is the fourth quarter that came by default with the chart when we start the chart. So how do you do it? You delete the row. Don't just delete it. If I delete the content, you see what happened. I delete the content. Okay, the content is gone, but I can still see from the legend that there is something tiny here. So the best thing to do is that click on 5 to highlight the entire row. This is Microsoft Excel table that is out here. This is cell. We are going to get there along one of our lessons. So I click on the 5 to highlight the entire row, then right click on it. So go ahead and delete. It's going to ask you, okay, that is gone. Now the legend for that 2.5 is gone. Now you have your chart as we expected it to be pie chart. So this is the chart for this. MS of Word is 20%, okay, which is the blue. PowerPoint is 55%, and then you have your MSSA as 25%. We're going to do the same thing for column chart here. Now, before I do the column chart, remember I said it that anytime you use any of those insert to, you have the design option will pop up in your menu bar. So you can see the design is already out. So meaning that I can change the design of this chart. I can use any of this. Look at it. If I click at the top, then it brings out the 25% inside the chart. So in this way, you can actually change your chart. So I can use any of this. Okay. Now, this is another design. This is another design. So you can change the design to whatever type that you like, apart from the default that we plot initially. Now, use the design will come up automatically. If you don't see the design, if I click here, the design is gone. Come over and click on your chart. Then the design menu will come up, and then you go over there. And this button here, the arrow is telling you that we have more design here that you can actually use as well. This is another design. Okay, I think I would like to leave this. Now, let's come over to column chart. And you're going to do the same. If you are working with your system or you have your system there, I'd like you to go ahead and plot the column chart. Let me know if you can do it. Use all the value and the details that I have used earlier on. Thank you, Jesus. So we go over now to the column chart. On the column chart, I click on this. This is my column chart. Okay, and remember, you can use any of these charts. That's the case may be, depending on what you are working on. It's the same way that you edit the pie chart, you are going to edit any other chart. It's going to come up with the default value that was used to plot the chart that you are seeing, because a chart cannot just exist on their own. There has to be a value that makes them to look the way they are looking. So that value is what you are working on. You are not doing any other thing. When it comes to plotting charts in Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Word, it is as simple as that. Go ahead and edit the value that is presented to you with your value to reflect your chart. It is when you get to Excel that you need to do additional work. Let's go ahead. If you need to, change the design, click on it again and go to design. Just like we talked about earlier on, you have different design here. You can decide to use anyone that appeal to you the most. Okay, and if you want any of the other value to go, MS Word is 20, you can see. If you want the percentage to show on the chart, you look for any of the design that is going to give you that. Okay, like we have this. So this is 20, 55, and 50. So the choice is yours. You can play around with the design and then you select what you like. So that's how to plot a table that's how to plot a chart with a table on our PowerPoint. Now we are still going to be creating more slides. The next slide we are going to create right now, examples of application software. So we are going to be listing the title as examples. Okay, examples of application software. Remember, we've discussed extensively about this. Microsoft Word, PowerPoints, graphic, your browser, they are all application software. Any software that help you to do a work, to accomplish a task that is solving your problem is an application software. So we want to mention 5 examples, but I don't want them in a bullet point. I don't want them in a text format. I want to use a smart art to represent that. I want to discuss that in a graphical or visual way that will be more appealing when I'm doing this presentation. In that case, I'm going to add on to smart art. Remember, I said it that if you don't want to come over here, you can actually do that from under insert. Insert what? You can insert all of these items that we have here. I want to insert a smart art, right? So then this smart art now, we are going to be mentioning 5 examples. So that's list. Under smart art, I also discussed extensively about smart art in Microsoft Word. So if you have watched the lesson where I actually discuss how to insert images, how to insert shape, and how to insert smart art in Microsoft Word, you will not have any issue in attending this class or in doing this. So if you have not watched that video, I will encourage you to go check it, how to insert a smart art and images in Microsoft Word. It's the same process. It's the same way, just that the layout is different. So if you can do it in Word, you can definitely do it here. And if you need to do it in Excel, if you know how to do it here, you can do it anywhere. So now we are going to be using process. No, let's use list, since we want to list 5 application software. So you can decide to use any of these 2 that we have here. Okay, I think I love this. Let's see how it's going to look. Okay, this is how it's going to look. Okay, this is a vertical picture accent list. Let's go ahead and choose this, then you click OK. Now we have it here. So this is going to have a picture, and I like that because you can put the icon of those application software by clicking on this place, and then it will enable you to browse to where the icon is on your system, and you can insert the icon. So I like this. Let's go ahead, application software. Now let's just talk about what we have been talking about in this lesson, MS Word. Okay, let's do MS PowerPoint. I'm going to be listing 4, and then MS Excel. So I want to add another one. How do I do? Click on the last one or any one of the box that we have here, then right click on it, and then go over. When you right click, then you have the option to add shape. So do add shape after or before. We want to add it after the last one, so you can see. So you go ahead and type inside, then I can type Google Chrome. So it's an application software as well that enable you to be able to browse the internet. So now, having done that, remember this process, you can continue to add more if you need to add more by clicking on this. However, the more you add, the smaller they will become because you have the limited working layout that we have here. So the content will enter, but it will be smaller. So you can go ahead and add additional one by right clicking on the last one and go to add shape, and then you add shape after or before. Now, having done that, the next thing we are going to do right away, let's just go ahead and put any image that we have. Okay, then let's leave the image out of it. So let's go ahead right now and go to design. Now if I go to design, you can change the color. Okay, so you can change the color to whatever color that you desire or you like to use. So these are different color that we have. You can go ahead. I think I like this. This is unique. I can use this. You can use this. You can use any color of your choice. So I go forth and I use this color. Now if I use this color right now, you can see how it is. Now, in addition to the changing of the color, one beautiful thing about SmartArt is that you can also change the SmartArt style. These are different styles that we have. Look at this. Okay, look at what happened to my design as I click on this. Okay, there's even a 3D design under here. Click this arrow in order to access more of the SmartArt design. So these are 3D. Okay, you can see that the SmartArt is becoming more and more interesting, and your presentation, imagine when you do a presentation like this with somebody who did a presentation and write it down in a text. This is more appealing, more attractive. Click on the shape again, go over to design, and then you can change the SmartArt type that you have used, the SmartArt style. So you can change the color. Now, not only that, after I've done this, I don't like the smart art type that I use. I want to change it. Is that possible? Yes, you can also do that. Click on the shape again, go to design, and then you can come over here. These are also, you can change it. You can see. Now, if I do this, I've changed it. I can change it to another smart art type. I can even come over here to another layout. Yeah, look at this. This is another layout. So after you have done so, you can actually, it's flexible. You can change this layout of the smart art that you have used. You can change the design. Okay, this is another one. Okay, I think this is suitable for me. So this is another layout. So examples of application software. Then I have this done for you. So this is how to use a smart art in order to be able to achieve this. Now, the next slide we are going to do, like I said, I'm using this to show you how exactly to do your presentation. That's why I have to take the route of the practical class. This is a practical class, and I can assure you that with this, you should be able to actually work on PowerPoint. If you have not subscribed to this channel at this point, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the subscription button now and like this video as well. That will encourage me to be able to make more videos. So now the next thing we are going to do is to insert a logo on top of this document before we do other things that we need to do in this lesson today. Now, how do I insert a logo? You know, you can actually go to your system, copy the picture, and then you insert it, or you go over to something like this. Let me show you something I'm talking about. Picture. I already have the logo on my system. Then I have it here. Now, let's say I want to use this logo, and then I insert it. So I can drag it. When it gets here, I can drag it around. So if I need the logo here, now the problem is this: if I need the logo to reflect on all the pages, am I going to copy and insert them one by one? No, that is a poor way of doing it. Besides that, somebody else can pick up my presentation and just remove the logo and replace it with their logo, and they are able to use it. Now, in order to lock the logo down, the best thing to do is you are going to insert the logo under what we call slide master. Now, slide master is actually a place where you do your design. Remember, we started with a blank presentation template, meaning that you are flexible to with the design. You can use any design of your choice. So the best place to do that is to go ahead and do that under what we call slide master. The slide master is under view. So if you click on view, you have access to the slide master. Now under the slide master, then I can come over to, remember we talked about slide outline has to do with typing your text here, and then it will be reflecting on the slide. So this is a slide outline. This is a normal slide with a thumbnail. You can also have your content as an outline by the left side where you have the thumbnail if you click on the slide outline view. But that's not our goal here. Our objective here is actually to go to what we call slide master. So we call it slide master because it is a place where you control all the slides. There's the first one, which is the first slide under the slide master. Whatever you do to that slide will reflect on all other slides. You just need to format one slide and every other slide will be affected by it. That's why we call it slide master. I decided to put my cursor here so you can see what is written there. It says master slide control the look of your entire presentation, including the color, the font, the background, the effect, and just about everything else. So under the slide master, you can do a lot. You can insert a shape or a logo on a slide master, for example, and it will show up on all your slide automatically. So you don't need to go to each of the slides and format them one by one. No, you can do that under the slide master. So I'm going to click on the slide master. Remember what I said. This is very important. If I started working on this slide that show up here as my slide master, it's not going to reflect on all the slides because this is not the first slide. This is not the master of all the slides. This is just one of the slides that we have under slide master. So I will make sure that I click on the navigation bar that I have here and I move to the top of the slide. You can see one. Now look at it critically. If you look at this, you can see that you see one. Only one is here, meaning that this is just one slide, right? And under this slide, you now have a subset. This is a slide master. Right. Now under it, you can see that this slide master is now connected to this, is connected to this, is connected to this. So that's how you are going to know whether you're actually on the slide master or another one So that is very important. So whatever you do on this first slide, being the slide master, is going to reflect on all other slides. So that is exactly what we are going to be doing right now. So I will click on the slide master, which is the first one. So I need a picture here so that it will reflect on all. So all I need to do, I'm already on the slide master. I can go ahead and do insert under the slide master. Okay, and then I click on picture. I go back to where I was before. I pick the picture I want to use on my system, and I can go ahead and do this. Okay, so when I do this, interesting. So now I have it here. This is the position I want to put it. You can decide where you want it to be. Even your footer, you can decide to type something here. Okay, I can do on WhatsApp. So, and then I put the number here, +234 8030583525. Okay, for your training. So now if I do that, I want to format this box as well. Now if you look down, you can see that the logo is already showing here. We are going to go back to the normal slide by close master view when we are done. So but I want to do one or more two things here in order to show you how the slide master works. So you can go ahead and do all the formatting that you want to do here. If you need a slide number, you put it here. So this box that we have here, the text box, I want to insert a color in the background. So I can go to format, right? I want to insert color, shape fill. I want to fill it with color. So if I do that, which color should we use here? I just need something just to show you. Okay, let me use this, and then I'll change the font to white, right? And then we are going to bold it. So I go ahead, I can come over to home. So you work normally here, the text color, I change it to white. So I bold, and then I can go ahead and increase the font as well. So 2i, just a single line is okay. With this now, we can change the background color because the background and the white are not blending very well. So I come back to shape fill. So let me use red. Great. Red is too shouting. Use green or blue. Okay, let's leave it with blue. Now, it doesn't matter. So I'm just using this as an example to let you know that now you look at all your slide, it's going to reflect there as long as whatever you do here. Now, this is the your heading for all the slide that you have done. If I need to use a color on the heading, maybe a color, the branding color that I want to use, I can actually click here as well. I can go to color, I can change the theme from here. I can go home and then decide to change the font color instead of the black that it is. Maybe I want to use something like this. Okay, I can actually do that. Now let's go back now and close our slide master and see what happened to our slide. You see, so all the heading has turned to the blue color that I use, and this is looking beautiful, right? So this is how to actually use the slide master in order to beautify your slide. Not only that, the slide master you can use, remember we talked about design. You can also use a design. You can change the design by using any of this default design. Okay, you can use any of this. If you like this, you click on it. Right, now you can see that all your slides will definitely change to the new slide you have selected. This is a black background. So it's very flexible. I mean, the PowerPoint is flexible. You can use any of the design. These are all pre-designed. If you use any of them, that means any other person can also use them. But if you want a unique work, you will have your branding, you don't want something that everybody is using, then the best thing to do is actually to go to Slide Master and then you format your work from there. So I'm doing undo right now, Control Z, in order to undo what we just did. So that's what I just did. I want to leave it with this. So you can do that. Now, having said that, the next thing we are going to do now is to apply what we call transition and animation to our work before we do the presentation. Now, we have done with working on the slide. Now, we want to put a transition. What is a transition? What is an animation? Transition is the way the slide should come out, should display by the time we are doing a slideshow, and transition affect the entire slide. Transition is the movement of your slide. Okay, the stylish movement of the entire slide. That's what transition is all about. Why animation is the movement of the content of the slide. So the content could either be a text, it could be an image, it could be whatever. the stylish movement of the content. Remember the difference between the two. We talk about animation, we talk about transition. I said the transition is the stylish movement of the entire slide, while animation has to do with the stylish movement of the content of your slide. So we are going to be applying both, okay, into this our presentation, and then we see how it's going to do and do a presentation. Then after that, we will export it as a picture. We can also export it as a video, okay. That's what we are going to do in a moment from now. Now let's take a look at how to go about that. Now this is the first slide, right? We need a transition, not an animation here. Now you see what I'm going to do. Then you come to transition. Make sure you click on the slide. The slide thumbnail by the left must be selected before you come to transition. So then we go to, these are different transitions that we have. Look at how this would be. This is how this work. This is how this work. But really, there are more effects that we have under here. And then we have motion effect as well, which you can apply. So I come over here. The first one, I like to use like a curtain for that, since that's my first slide. So you can actually check. Then don't forget that your PowerPoint presentation, depending on the version you are using, you might not see all the transition effect that I'm using here in your own if you are not using 2019. But you are going to have beautiful transition that you can use to make your presentation also presentable. So I use this for the first slide. Now you can see what happened to my slide. And then if your slide has a transition, you are going to see a star under the slide number. This slide number 1 with a star under it. So you have a star under the slide. So you go to slide 2, you click on the thumbnail for the slide 2, and you go over again. Use any one that you like. I think I like some of the one that we have, and it's good to maintain yeah, so I can go ahead and apply that to all other slides, and then you can use different one as well, depending on whatever you like to do. So I go over to gallery. Okay, that's another one. I can use scoop again. Slide 5. What do we use? What do we use? What do we use? And then I can go over to Vortex. Good. So now, when you're done with your slide, it's actually good to end it with thank you note. So let me put another slide home, and then I can come over here. I can do this. Let's use the title slide, and we can say thank you for watching. So this is our last slide. Thank you. So this last slide, since it's a thank you, I'm going to apply a transition to it as well. And this transition effect, I want it to be an airplane. So bye. So that's the last one. So now, after we have done that, we need to do a slideshow to see how our slide move. How do you do a slideshow? There are 3 ways of doing your slideshow. Is either you use the F5 key on your keyboard. Remember in one of my lessons, I discussed the function keys on the keyboard. So you can use F5. By pressing F5, you go to slideshow, or you can come over to the status bar, okay, of your presentation. The last one here is slideshow. In addition to that, the third way comes straight to the slideshow. And under the slideshow, you have the option to start from the beginning, or you want to see the current slideshow, how it's going to display. I think sometimes it's good to know how to use from the current slide, because you might not want to start from the beginning. You want to see how this is going to display. In that case, you do from current slide. So this is how the current slide will display. Then you press the escape key in order to cancel the slideshow. Now you can do from the beginning if you want to watch the entire slideshow. Under the slideshow as well, you can set the time, automatic timing for your slide to display by itself without you pressing a key on your keyboard. Okay, you can either use a slide changer that is actually a slide mouse. Okay, they are selling it, that you can use to you for presentation. If you are not closer to your computer and you want to do a presentation, you can use the slide changer remote to be changing the slide. And apart from that, somebody can be pressing the arrow key on the keyboard either to move down or up for you that is seated close to the computer. So if you don't want to do any of that, you can also set an automatic timing on how to do that. So if you are going to set an automatic timing, you can do that under the slideshow. So you use the timing, but that's not what I am doing right now. Now we are going to go back to from the beginning. Let's look at how the entire presentation look like. right? So we go to slide two, then we talk about increased product. Now, remember the way this slide two is right now, I can go and get more pictures from the internet, copy it to my system, and then upload them here because I want to show the picture of how productivity is increased, enhancing career opportunity. I can just put some pictures there to represent that. You can see slide three, slide four, great, slide five, now. Bye. Thank you. The end of the slide, and then I press the escape key to move. So that's how to do a slideshow. Now you have seen a slideshow when you use transition. What happened when I use animation for a slideshow? Now let's take a look at that. Animation. If you use animation for a slideshow, click, for example, now we want to apply the transition to the text here. I want all of this text. I want to put my viewer, okay, in suspense. When I get to slide two, advantage of computer literacy or advantages of computer literacy, I don't want them to see what I have written on the screen until I start to mention them. So that's in putting them in suspense. In that case, I will use an animation. So I can go ahead and then just do this. Highlight, okay, I want it to come out one by one. So click on the first one and you highlight it, fly in. Right, you are going to see what happened. Now, your animation will have a number. This number indicates the order in which they are going to show. Let me show you something. I want to insert a picture here. Let's just put any picture here. I want to use that to explain better the animation. Let's put this logo in that place. Okay, I will expand this. I have it here. After I talk about increased productivity, I want the picture to come out before enhancing career. Before enhancing career opportunities, I want this picture to come out. So what I need to do, okay, is actually to uh, come back here, go back to animation. Now, currently what I have is that increased productivity will be 1, enhancing career opportunity will be 2, and reduced error and losses will be 3. So, but after increased productivity, I want the image to come out. So I need to go over and do none to all the animation I've applied. So I will highlight only this. I don't want the other one to be highlighted. Okay, and then I click, I will highlight it, and then I do fly in. Right, so this is 1. So I come over to the image that I want as 2. Okay, I can use any other animation as well. I can use bounce. Great. So this is going to be 2. So that means that's going to come out as 2. Then I highlight this. I can use any other one apart from flying. Okay, I can use grow and turn as what? 3. So if I have another picture again, I can allow that picture to come up before the last one, which is the third one. So I can do flow in for this one. So that's how to do. Now we have applied animation. Now let's go back to our presentation and see how it is. I press F5 for the slideshow. Then take a look as I press the arrow down to move down on my slideshow. Now you can see advantage of computer literacy. Nothing is on the screen. So I begin to talk to the student, talk to everybody before they will know what I want to talk about. That put them in suspense. So as I press the arrow key, the first one, then I can explain increased productivity and then talk about them how, the computer literacy is going to increase productivity. Then after that, then you can see the image will come out. The third one, you see, and then the last one. So it is when I'm done. This is what animation does. Remember, transition display the entire slide at a go. Why animation is used to put your viewer in suspense and make the content to come out in a stylish way, one after the other. So that's the difference between animation and transition. I believe you should be able to use them effectively right now. So I'd like you to go ahead before I discuss the last aspect of this training today to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Also give a thumbs up, like this video, share it. If you like it, that is going to give me energy to do more. So thank you. Now let's go to the last section of this training today. Now the last section we are going to discuss is how to actually save this document. Now Note that like what I have here is a design and I love it. Maybe I want to use this on my status or whichever way I want to use it. I can go ahead and export this as a picture, as an image. So what you need to do is go straight to the file and then we click save as. Okay, save as what? Right. It's going to ask me where do I want to save it. I can decide to actually save it to this PC. I browse to the location I want to save it to. Let's put it on the desktop. Okay, I want to put it on my desktop, and then I can change the name or I leave the name as it is. Now let's first of all save the presentation. We have saved it now because we have not saved it since we started working on it. So this time around I go back to file. I want to export slide words. Let's look at that slide 5 as an image. So I do save as, then I come over to desktop. Okay, then I come over to file name slide 5 and I can export the entire slide as well. So I will click on save as type. Instead of PowerPoint presentation, I can do save it as what? Either video. You can actually do as video. You can save as video. But I want to save this one as PNG. Okay, and then I click save as. Then it's going to ask me which slide do you want to export? Just this one, which is the highlighted slide 5, not all the slide. You can as well highlight all the slide if what you have there, they are pictures or they are designed that you would like to use them as picture maybe on your social media. You can actually do that, but just this one. So I did that. Then let's see what happened. Okay, I need to go to my desktop right now and see slide 5. This is my desktop environment. Slide 5, look at it here, and then I click it. Wow, this is now open as a picture. So I can copy it and I send it out. I can use it as a status. I can use it anywhere. So that is actually how to export as PNG or as an image file. What happens if you want to export as video? The same process. Go to file, do save as. Then you have the option under the drop down. Under save as drop down, there save as type. Okay, as what? Either PDF. Okay, you go ahead and select MP4 video. You do that, it's going to save all the presentation as a video. So let's see what happened. You can see in the status bar, creating video computer training for .mp4. So it's going to save it as mp4. So you have to wait for it to export. So it has exported as video. So I can go ahead to my desktop and then look for that video, mp4 computer training for, is this one? Correct, this is it. Then I click on it, I just sit down and watch it play for me. Okay, so that's how to actually export. You can see it's going to do slide 1 the way it is. I'm not touching anything on my keyboard. It's going to play by itself, okay, with the default time, you see. So you can sit down and watch how it happened. Beautiful. This is awesome. So please go ahead and demonstrate that. If you have any question or concern at all, don't hesitate to get in touch with me either on the WhatsApp or you do that on the comment section of this video. You can actually copy it to Flash and play it on any player that can play MP4. So that means you can do a lot with your PowerPoint. I believe you have learned something in this training. I appreciate you for taking your learning journey with me. And like I said, go ahead and subscribe and like this video to enable me to be able to do more. Thank you. See you in the next class.